Welcome to the Kingdom Corner. We are your host. I'm Andrew, and with me, as always, is my good friend, Mr. Dale Baker. Hey, it's a rematch of the Super Bowl, my man.
Man, here we go. Come on. It's Red Friday. Happy Red
That's
Friday.
right. That's right. The first official one of the season.
That's
So,
right.
happy Red Friday to all the Chiefs Kingdom out there. And so, in this episode, we're going to be looking at this matchup against the Eagles, the Super Bowl rematch. I mean, the Eagles they didn't look unstoppable week one. The Chiefs for sure didn't. So, who's going to come out on top in this game? And should Carter, should he have been suspended for another game? What happens if the Chiefs lose again? What is their hope? So all that and more is coming up. So come hang out with us.
Mahomes looks to throw it. Pump faking right side. He wants it. A comeback cut. It is caught by Kelsey. Touchdown! Kansas City. The game is over. The Kansas City Chiefs are champions.
How about those Chiefs?
All right, before we get too far into this deal, we want to remind everybody, hey, make sure you like, subscribe, share this with your friends. If you enjoy it, leave us a great review as well. We want to help get all these things out to all the great people of the world. So here we got a rematch, Dale, of last year's Super Bowl, the Chiefs and the Eagles. How do you feel about that rematch?
Man, after watching last week's game, not great.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles, when things don't work for them, and you saw they struggled too against the Cowboys, they continue to keep their identity and they just keep running. And they keep running. And they'll pass, and then Jalen Hurts, everyone's covered, and he just runs. And so it's like it's exhausting for the defense. And so don't feel great, but I do feel good that we're at home. And that, hey, we've beaten these guys before. We can do it again.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this, of Super Bowl rematches the next season, the winners of the Super Bowl are 7-2 in those games.
Okay.
One of those two, though, happens to be the Chiefs Eagles from a couple years ago when they rematched, when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl and the Eagles won the regular season game. So we already know that the Chiefs and Eagles don't necessarily follow those same storylines as some of the other ones do.
Right.
But overall, the Chiefs and Eagles, when they play each other throughout their history, are 6-6 over that time. So not many games that they've played overall. And so that's according to the NFL, at least, one
Right.
back from the NFL. So if that's not true, contact the NFL. They can they can sort that out. So, but here's the other thing: Mahomes has never started 0-2 in his career.
Wow.
So, and the only time Andy Reid has, and the time he's been in Kansas City, is when they started. I think they ended up starting like 0-3 or 0-4, and they went on like a 9-game winning streak and made the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first year of their playoff run as well. So it's been a while for both these to start 0-2, and Mahomes never has. And Mahomes has never lost 3 straight games in his career if you go back to last year, including the Super Bowl. So this would break
Wow.
all sorts of things, or maybe not break him, but give him all sorts of new things if he were to lose again this Sunday.
Yeah, that'd be 3 games. Well, I don't think you can carry the previous year to the next year. I don't know. I mean, you can technically.
We're including all those in the stats, so including from year to year, he's
Yeah.
never lost 3 in a row.
All right, so let's Chiefs are going to win by 40. There's the podcast.
I take it.
No,
So,
I'm joking.
yeah. Well, some of these things we got to talk about a little bit more. So the Eagles offense, so they played Dallas to start their season. So it's a division rival for them as well to start.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Carter gets kicked out of the game before the game really even starts. He didn't get to play one snap, walked down the field, then got kicked off the field. And so their defense looked a little bit different, but the Eagles defense, they gave up a lot of yards, but the flip side, the Eagles offense, they didn't seem to generate very much against a Micah Parson missing from the Dallas defense. And he only left there less than a week before, so it wasn't like they were planning on him not being there either. And yet they still were able to hold the Eagles' offense pretty much in check the whole night, and the Cowboys had a chance to win that game. And if CeeDee Lamb can catch a ball, they might have won that even.
Yeah, that for sure. And I mean, Dak had time, and I think a lot of that Jalen Carter wasn't in there, right? So, which is interesting. I mean, we can talk about it a little bit, but I mean, Dak spitting at the ground towards Carter, and then Carter coming over and spitting on him is too. I mean, I understand that like Dak should have probably done what he did, but then you can't spit on people in the league. Yeah, I mean, just can't do it. You can't do it
Yeah.
outside. I mean, in sports or out in the world. So, but yeah, it seemed like Dak had a bunch of time to be able to make throws and find people, and so there are holes. There are there are opportunities. We just got to protect Mahomes, and that's what the Cowboys' offensive line did. They did a good job of protecting Dak Prescott and giving him time to find those guys. And so the Chiefs can give Mahomes time, which we've seen. He can carve up and dice anybody in the league. Is that I think that's the key. That's the key to winning
Yeah.
a game is keeping them upright and then also I think the other thing, the big thing is that they didn't like the Cowboys didn't abandon the run. They would run. They would make sure
Yeah.
keep Philly honest in that. So
Yeah, and we'll talk more about it too. But the the Eagles defense had 0 sacks against the Cowboys. And once
wow,
again, they're without Jalen Carter, but they're
right,
still supposed to have one of the best defensive lines in the league, even
right,
without him, even though we know he's going to be there. But and so they gave up 0 sacks against the Eagles. So here's the question too, and talking about that whole spitting incident. First off, neither one of them should have done it. Dak said, I was
right.
just trying to spit like I do, 50 times a game, and I was just trying to get it over my player.
No,
You can watch the video. He
yeah,
spit and immediately looked at him and kind of said, "Come on." It's like
yeah,
there's so many cameras. There's
oh
no
yeah,
way that's true. He can say it all he wants, but it's not
right,
true that he wasn't spitting his direction. There is
yeah,
0% chance that that is true. So maybe not zero, but there's, very little chance that that's true that he wasn't spitting in his direction because you don't spit in somebody's direction and immediately look at him and go,
yeah,
yeah, like nodding your head towards them, just saying, yeah, what you got me. I mean,
man, yeah,
there's just too much other stuff going on and too much
yeah,
body language that you can very easily read. I mean, I'm pretty sure a middle school kid can read that and know what that means.
oh
If,
yeah,
if you played any kind of sport, you know what that means. And so, but either so, both of them probably should have got a penalty. Jalen Carter for sure should have been ejected as he did.
yeah.
You can't spit on a guy. That's not part of the game. And so, but here's the other question: do you think he should have been suspended for an additional game, or do you think that one game that he basically served was good enough?
Well, I don't know Jalen Carter and his history. I don't know if he's been ejected out games before. If this was the first time. Like if he was a multiple offender, then definitely I think he should be suspended. But if this is his first time, I mean, like he got caught up in the heat of the moment. Like
Yeah.
we probably both agree that Dak did instigate that a little bit. And so the question would be: are the Chiefs going to try to instigate Jalen Carter?
Well,
Is
it's
Travis Kelsey gonna get in his head like he does with Derwin James and other guys and like and talk a little trash and maybe I mean I don't know if I would want that guy coming after me on a
yeah.
football field, so I don't know if that would be
Well, the
smart
flip
or
side
wise.
is too is
Yeah,
that Travis Kelsey isn't necessarily going to be lining up against Jalen Carter.
right.
So to get in his head, you're going to have to purposely go out of your way to do it, and to do that might be a little extreme to go out of your way to try to
Right.
incite a guy who doesn't even line up across from you. So, but yeah, I don't think he should be suspended another game either. I think the
Yeah.
NFL did it right. He basically already served a game suspension. I
Right.
mean, even if he hadn't served a game suspension, I still don't know if he really should have been suspended. I mean, I understand they're trying to
Yeah.
crack down this year on unsportsmanlike conduct. At least they say they are, but then Travis Kelsey gets slapped across the head and then that guy doesn't get kicked out. But
And has
uh,
like three big plays the
yeah,
rest of the game. I mean, that guy. I mean,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, credit to him for having those three big plays. But yeah, like if he were to have been kicked out like Jalen Carter was kicked out, well, it might have been a different game.
yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah, so but the Eagles defense, they also struggled against the
yeah.
pass.
Oh yeah.
So they only gave 188 passing yards to Dak, but CD Lamb torched them. I mean, if he could have caught two or three more balls, which he very easily could have and should have
Yeah.
had, I mean, he could have really put a hurt on him. But but CD Lamb, they had no answer for him all night, and their secondary is struggling. And so the question for the Eagles defense is, can they generate pressure fast enough to help out their secondary?
Right.
Or the flip side for the Chiefs, moving to the Chiefs offense, can they
Man.
move and get the ball out fast enough to
Right.
negate the Chiefs or to negate the Eagles pass rush? Or if they're going to get out fast, what are they going to do to help against especially that left side with the rookie on left tackle and Keensley at left guard. Are they going to have some guys over there chipping? Is Creed going to pull a lot more to the left? And I mean, what are they going to do? Because they have to slow him down. And I understand they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
0 sacks, but when Jalen Carter's in there, he's going to force a lot more pressure than
Yep.
otherwise is given up.
Well, we saw with in the Rams versus the Eagles playoff game, the Rams didn't double team him 2 plays in a row, and he knocked them. Ruined
Yep.
that game for the Rams. I mean, the Rams were going
Yeah.
to go down and score, and that guy can ruin a game real quick, or at least
Yeah.
ruin a drive, which ends up
Yeah.
ruining the game. So, I mean, like, yeah, you have to account for him at all times and make sure at least Pat knows where he's at.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I know that Chris Jones is arguably the best defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman in the game,
yeah.
but you could make an argument that Jalen Carter's right there next to him,
Oh, yeah.
if not better because of how much younger he is too. So,
Right. Right.
I
Right.
mean,
Right.
and I'm not trying to disparage Chris Jones by any means, but just
No, no.
Jalen Carter is the next big
Right.
person,
Right.
the big name for your
Yeah. Yeah.
interior defensive lineman. But the
Yeah.
Chiefs' offense, on talking about that too, they've got to step up because
Oh, yeah.
last game they were only 5 for 14 on third downs. You can't win games going 5 for 14 on third downs.
Yeah, yeah, and I think they were like 0-7 to start. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was tough, and so I think you got to start. You can't start slow, and so especially the first drive of the first season or first game of the season, yeah, you can't go 0-3. You
yeah,
cannot go 0-3 and then lose one of your best players in the process of that. So I
yep,
mean, we just
yep.
got to clean a lot of things up, and I think a lot of that probably on Andy and his coaching staff. We're just not getting the boys ready
Well,
for that game. So,
I don't disagree with you. I'm going to push back a little bit at least
oh,
because think about this. How do you have to get guys ready for a game who just got blown out in a Super Bowl? Should you not? I mean, if I was on that team, I don't think a coach would have to come to me and say, "Hey, I need you to get really hyped for this game. I need you to be ready." I think I'd already be in the headspace like, "No, I'm ready to go out and put some good film on tape to show people that that's not who I am. That's not who this
right,
team
right,
is." And it didn't seem like the Chiefs had that at all. I mean, they talked before the game like that. That's who they were. That's who they were going to be. But then the
yeah.
game happened, and it's like, where's this urgency that we heard so much of this offseason?
Yeah, was it? And my question is: it the three guys that had the urgency? Was it the Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelsey and Chris Jones that had that feeling or that urgency, and not the rest of the boys ready to go around, fly around?
Well, I don't know. I kind of gave Travis his flowers before his due, I think. 'Cause I rewatched a little bit of that game, and outside of his 35-yard touchdown catch, he had 10 yards receiving. I
Right.
don't know that Travis was ready. I mean, he
Yeah.
looks like he's moving better. I'll give him that for sure.
Right. Right.
And Chris Jones, is he ready? He's not in the right headspace. He missed a key mental
Right.
error on the game-winning run by Herbert. Patrick
Right.
Mahomes might be the only one of those three who was locked in and ready. Mahomes
Oh
looked like
yeah, Mahomes looked
playoff
great.
form.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think like one of those things is like there was just a lot of too much chattering, which I haven't seen with Andy Reid and Mahomes era. But it just seemed like a lot of chattering against each other,
yeah.
which like
Well,
where you had the Taylor incident, and then you had the Chris Jones and Tranquil incident, and I think like I just really have never kind of seen that from the Chiefs. I've seen like encouraging, like building up, like Harry, let's go. Hey, you got it, you're all right. And but now it seems like more like pointing fingers and blaming,
yeah, that's a
which is
good
not
point
good.
too. I haven't seen that, but at the same point, do you think that those guys should have been called out?
Oh, 100%.
So what's the problem?
The problem is I've never seen it. I'm just
Yeah,
like
so they're getting away from their identity,
right.
basically.
Jelon Taylor has done that how
Yeah.
many times? How many games?
Oh
Right.
yeah, and we've
How
never
many
seen.
times has Chris Jones not done like going on rogue and it's worked out? I mean, imagine he
Right.
goes inside and he stacks Justin Herbert. We're not even talking about that, right? We're not even talking
Yeah,
about that. He missed his assignment. So,
yeah.
and
Good point.
so I just think, but yeah, how many times have we seen that? But now it's just like all of a sudden, like it feels like they have put so much pressure on themselves to win every game, and like it's just like, is it getting to them?
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
ready to hit the. I'm not ready to hit the panic button. I'm not hitting the
oh
panic.
no,
I'm just saying,
we're one game in. There's
yeah,
no
one
need
game
to
in,
yet.
right?
Not
Yeah.
even.
So
Yeah. But I don't know if you saw any of the press conferences this week, but Andy Reid actually called out his team as much as an Andy Reid coach will call out his team. He
Uh
basically
huh.
said we had no energy on the field this last week. There was no energy on the side. I mean, for him to come out and say that his team had no energy for the first
Right.
game, I mean, that's big because he's not a guy that's ever going to talk down to his players or
No.
about his players. And for the fact that he even came out and said we didn't have the energy on the sidelines, we didn't have the energy in the game, we didn't have the energy at any point in that game. Just man, that is him calling him out as much as he's going to call him out. So I imagine this week they might have been a little focused in before the season started, but I
Right.
imagine this week they were a little more locked in, thinking, okay, maybe we're not quite the dominant team we thought we
That.
were.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we really do need to listen to some of these coaches and what they have to say. Maybe we do really need to lock in every week because whether you think that the Chiefs are really the best team in the league or not, we would probably fall on the side that we think they still are.
Right.
But
Right.
but
They're
even
one
if
of the best teams. One of the best teams in
there
the
you
league.
go,
Okay.
for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. But even if you fall on that, you still have to know that if even if you're just one of the best, you're getting people's best shot every week,
Every week.
just like the Eagles are, right? Just
Right.
like the Ravens and the Bills are, because they're one of the better teams too. Those teams are all getting people's best shot every week. You
Yeah.
might have a few in there, maybe you don't get, but when you make it to the Super Bowl, when you're the seven-time defending, maybe not defending, but seven-time AFC championship game
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
attendee and mostly winners of that game,
Yeah.
everybody in your conference is gunning for you, including your division or starting
Right.
with your division.
Right. So how long can we hear that? How long can we listen to that excuse? We didn't have the energy. We weren't, like you said, like I don't need a coach to tell me, like, hey, it's a big game. Hey, it's a home opener. Hey, we're playing in Brazil. Everybody in the world's watching us. Hey,
Yeah,
like, when is like that excuse of like, for I'm not throwing shade at Andy or the players, but I'm just like, how many times can we hear that? Because I feel like that's what we heard in the Super Bowl. We weren't ready to play. Like, and especially with the Tampa Super Bowl as
yeah.
well. Like you go back, like, what do we, like, and I think the same way it lines of you are. I never had a coach. I never had a coach to come up and tell me, say, hey, this is a big game. This is a big moment. We need you. Right. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know. And so,
Yeah, I would have almost been offended if you had to come and tell me
right.
that.
Yeah. And so, like, how long can we use that as an excuse to be like, so is there, I don't know if there's something more, if that's like smoke screens. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Well,
just asking
I'll tell you,
questions.
my
So,
answer,
all
zero
right.
games. That's how long I accept it
Okay.
for.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
know some people maybe you can give them one game, maybe, but in my
Right.
mind that's unacceptable at this level, right? And maybe I'm
Yeah.
being a little too harsh, because
No.
I've never
They're
played
going to
the
the bank
NFL.
cashing big checks, brother.
Yeah,
You're not being harsh.
there you go. But I'm just saying these guys are being paid millions of dollars to
Yeah.
play to play a sport that we all love
We love.
and we wish we could play to the level that they
Yeah.
could. And
And we're
so we
grateful they play every Sunday. They
yes,
strap it up. Grateful.
and so we are putting so much energy into it. I understand it's different from fans and players. I totally get that.
Yeah, yeah.
Not comparing that, but I'm just saying we want to see a good product on the field every week. And I know
Right.
the players know that, but you have to still know that you shouldn't have to have somebody come to you and say, "Hey, I know this is your job, but you need to be ready for this week." You should be ready every single
Yeah.
week, every single play. And I understand you're not always going to make the play. I get that, but you should still
Right.
be ready to make it.
Yeah. Hey, Juju's out there still making plays.
That's right. Hey, and the good thing is Xavier Worthy, he got hurt and he was in practice this last week, and
Yeah.
so uh, I mean limited, in
Right.
practice, but he's still in practice nonetheless, and that's a much quicker timeline than we thought he was going to be.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. So day to day is what they're saying still. And so I guess we'll just see Sunday morning how he wakes up and how it feels. Sure he's getting
Yeah,
treatment after in the facility and all that. So I'm sure he's doing everything he can to get back on the field for this game because I know that was his first Super Bowl and I know that's left a bad taste in his mouth. He had a deep
yeah,
catch in that Super Bowl, which is one of the highlights of that Super Bowl, but not many others besides that.
yeah. You are not wrong there. Not wrong at all. Yeah, but the other part of the Chiefs' offense that they have to get going is their run game, right? And it
Yeah.
starts with that
Oh yeah.
offensive line. It starts with Jawan Taylor, even. As
Right.
you kind of allude to before, he's had
Yeah.
some mistakes. And in the first game alone, he had four penalties, false starts, and a hold in there. And so, I mean, this guy's a veteran. This guy is the highest paid right tackle in the league. There is no reason you should be getting those kind of penalties. Those are just
Right.
mental errors, is all that is. And you know they're gunning for you because he's been called out on this for the last, what, 3 years, maybe 4 years now?
Yeah.
Probably 3 years. Probably this is the third year. But either way, when you know that they're looking for that from you, you have to be mentally ready for that. And he
Yeah.
wasn't.
No.
Yeah, and you probably saw this week too. Matt Nagy, the offensive coordinator, he even commented said, "Yeah, we cannot have that happen. That is unacceptable."
Yeah.
And so everybody knows that it is, and so we have to be doing something with this, and he knows that. But man, things have got to change. They can't be the same way. And in the run game, I'm not saying that it's all on him, but man, Brett Veach has got to do something. Because I'm not convinced that the running back room that we have right now is good enough.
Yeah.
Because if you
No.
watch some of these other games throughout the weekend and these teams that have running games, they don't have
Yeah.
to be explosive, but just guys that can actually break a run, see
Right.
how much more that opens their passing
Yeah.
game. And right now we have no running game, and we're just
None.
relying on Patrick Mahomes making miracles, and everybody knows that. The teams we play know that, and so they're not even committing to stop the run
Yeah. Yeah.
because we can't bust one out anyways.
I mean, Kareem Hunt's too old. I mean, he's a great short distance back.
Yeah, and
Elijah Mitchell, I don't know
that's the
why
only
we're
reason
not.
you have him on the team is for
Yeah,
short distance.
Elijah Mitchell, I don't know why he can't get in the game. And obviously, they see Pop is better than he is, so I guess they're going. I mean, I wouldn't think they're being that loyal because you think Andy Reid, he loves running backs and he loves. I mean, like it seems like from the Eagles to the Chiefs, he's always had like a decent running back in the backfield. Even when the first Super Bowl run was that kid's Williams,
Yep,
Damian Williams.
yep,
Damian Williams like came out of nowhere, and then he
yeah,
left the Chiefs, and I don't know what he's doing, but hopefully he's doing well. And so yeah, like he's always had like the Pacheco year. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, he's on the practice squad. Man, we elevate him up. See what he's got left in the tank. So
yeah,
just so many. But we have to get something just so that Jalen Carter and his entourage cannot like just pin their ears back and knowing that Pat's going to pass every play. I think that's where
yep,
it's like we got to keep, and then maybe it's doing those jet sweeps. With if Xavier Worthy does play, I would not want to do it, and I don't know if that's a good thing to do. Like where he's going to get hit like hard. The possibility of getting hit hard on the line is could not be a good feeling with that shoulder.
yeah, yeah. So it all depends on how bad that shoulder is, and we don't know since we're not in there. We don't get to look at the X-rays.
Right.
Not that I could tell you if I looked at it anyways what it is,
Well.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs offense, the biggest thing they have to do, and for not just for this game, for the whole season, they have to
Right.
learn how to run the ball and
Yep.
run it efficiently. They can't just be running for 2 or 3 yards every time they touch it, and sometimes less than that. I think this can be good enough to keep
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
defense balanced. Because when you play against a good defense like the Eagles have, at least up front, it's not going to work out well for you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the Eagles' offense here. So, the Eagles' offense, they change what they rely on depending on who they're playing. So,
Yep.
sometimes they're a run heavy team, sometimes they're a pass heavy team, and they can beat you either way. Barkley in his first game was held to 60 yards, just a little over 3 yards a carry. A.J. Brown only had one catch for 8 yards. Devontae Smith was held in check as well. And so Hurts only had a little over 150 passing yards. So the Dallas
Yeah.
defense really did well against the pass. Um, the thing that hurt him was Jalen Hurts running because Jalen
Yep.
Hurts ran for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And so he is a dual threat if there ever was a dual threat. And I think when it comes to the Chiefs defense, that is one thing that we've struggled with for
Oh,
forever is dual
forever.
threat quarterbacks.
Yeah. And I think a lot of those runs were on third down. It was like 3rd and 6, 3rd and 4, and it was like as soon as anybody got within 5 yards of Jalen Hurts, he just slid. And it was like that's like the most frustrating runs too. You do all that work and you don't even get to
Yeah.
hit the guy, and so it's killer. It's got to be a killer, especially on third down where you're like, hey, let's just get off the field. Hey, we can stop him here. We get off the field, man, and here we'll go. So. And then their offense, I mean, Saquon Barkley, every time he touches the ball, he has the opportunity to go to the distance, and then
Yeah.
you got to keep the offense from third and short.
Yeah.
I'm talking 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, because they're just going to get in that stupid tush push.
If they're
Uh,
3rd and 3, I don't know they're doing it though. Three
Yeah, I mean,
yards,
maybe a little too
three
far.
yards is a long way to go
Yeah,
with that tush push. I don't know they're going to get three, but
yeah,
yeah, 1.5 to maybe two they'd go
yeah,
for it. But 1.5 and shorter, they'll for sure go for it. So yeah. So
yeah.
and I'm as we've talked before, I'm not against banning that by any means. I think if you don't like it, stop it. So
Right. Well, I did see something interesting on the interwebs there on the Google machine.
oh,
It said like the way they line up is actually illegal because they all line up like in the neutral zone. Their heads are all on the new like the linemen's heads are in the neutral zone, which you have to be. So everyone needs to watch. If they line up in the neutral zone, it needs to be flagged that they're lined up. So it's interesting to think
I
about.
don't know if I believe that. And the only reason I don't know if I believe it is because if that's true, do you not think that some of these defensive corners would have noticed that and pointed out to a ref?
I'll just tell you I'm just reporting.
I believe it's
I'm
on there.
reporting. I'm reporting
Hey,
truth, my friend. I'm just telling you. Take a look. This
hey,
maybe something to watch during the game.
I believe it's on there. I believe you read it. I just think if it's that big of a deal, if it really was
Right.
illegal, whatever they're doing, I think a defensive coordinator would have caught on to that.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
like they catch on to offensive linemen who jump a little early
Oh
and
yeah.
they point out to the ref. I
Let's
think
let's
they
just
would
make
have.
sure Andy Reid's telling her, hey, let's
Hey,
watch the neutral zone. Let's watch the neutral zone when they
are you
line it.
saying Andy Reid's the one who said this?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
not saying that. I'm just saying that hey, we just got to watch. We got to watch the rules.
All right. Yep. Well, yeah, let's watch it. So the Chiefs defense, they've got to be better.
Yeah,
They were okay against the run. They weren't great, but they were
yeah,
decent. I would take that same effort against Saquon Barkley, the run. It seems like the Chiefs defense over the last few years has kind of made a shift. If you
yeah,
remember, like 5, 6 years ago, we struggled against the run. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah,
struggled.
yeah,
Couldn't
yeah.
couldn't stop it to save our lives. We were going to give up 5 yards of carry just for a guy touching the ball.
Right.
And we've kind of shifted the other way now, where we've now kind of buckled down a little bit more on that run defense, but now our secondary is kind of opening up because we've kind of moved away from investing in those. And I understand you can't pay everybody, you can't have people
No.
who are all stars on every position, but at the same time, something's got to happen. So they got to continue to be good against the run, but especially against Jalen Hurts scrambling.
Right.
They have to either have a spy on him or just contain him really well. But the Eagles' offensive line did not play super well against the Cowboys. They gave up a 42% pressure rate in the game,
Man.
so that's high. They only gave up 1 sack in that because Jalen Hurts has the escapability
Uh-huh.
mindset in him, so he can get out of a lot of those. But 42% of his dropbacks he's being pressured on, and so if we if we could get that same kind of pressure percentage, I'd be very happy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think we have to get off on third down. I mean,
Oh
that's
yeah,
just, I mean, like, I think that's what this killer was, especially with the Chargers. I mean, it seems like the Chargers drives just continued. So we have to be better on third down for sure.
yeah. All right. Here's my keys to win the game. You can
All
tell me
right.
yours after this. Here's the keys for the Chiefs to win. They have to be able to contain Jalen Hurts
Yep.
as well as pressure him. He can't have all day. He has too good of receivers between A.J.
Yep.
Brown and Devontae Smith and their tight end, Dallas Goddard. And then they have this other guy, blanking on his name now, but he was their leading wide receiver last week. He had, I think, about 80 yards or so,
Oh, wow.
whatever. I'm blanking on his name right now, but so they got to be able to pressure Jalen Hurts as well as contain him, as well as I will say cover the wide receivers. And I say that because of our game last week. Seemed like wide
Yeah.
receivers were open by 5 yards every time they caught the
Oh,
ball.
man.
So if we're able to do that,
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs will be okay.
What'd you say the offense had to do?
I didn't say anything that they had to do. I just talking about because
Oh, you're just saying we could stop the offense is fine. We're gonna march
I
up and down that field.
I'm not saying march up and down, but
Okay.
I think we can put up enough points to match the Eagles if our defense can hold them in check.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying because I do think the offensive side of the ball is going to be a lot more locked in this week.
Right.
I think Mahomes already plays and is playing at a high level. I
Right.
think some of those other guys they're coming in with a game plan now without Xavier Worthy, and so they're prepared for that now.
Right.
And so I think I'm not saying that they've got it all fixed, but they'll be okay if they can get their defense to step up in some of those areas.
How much of you do you think it's just the first week, like especially the all O line and the D line for the Eagles, where like you don't get a hit we talked about this a little bit. Just we don't get a hit in training camp and things like that, and so there may be just a little so. Do you predict that the Eagles' offensive line will be a little better, not giving up 42% pressure?
Maybe there's a little
Okay,
bit that definitely goes into it being week one, but some of that is just the players too. So
right. Do you
uh,
think the Chiefs have? Are they? You think? Yeah. Do you think the Chiefs are have better players than the Cowboys?
on the defensive side of the ball, is that what you're
Well,
talking
this
about?
overall, yeah, both. Yeah, let's go defense
Overall,
first. We know
uh,
special teams they do. All right, now let's
yeah.
yeah.
Now that they don't have Micah Parsons, I think you could say they easily do.
Okay,
Uh, if you had told me before if they still had Micah Parsons, I think it would have been a toss up
all right,
because outside of Chris Jones, who's the guy that we have, right? I'm not saying we don't have good players, but Chris
right,
Jones
right,
is the
right,
lead
right, right,
guy,
right,
and
right.
we
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
anybody else that's elite like Chris Jones on defense. So
yeah.
I don't know if I could say that they're better than the Cowboys with Micah
Shamari Connors,
Parsons.
brother.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if you watched that last game. He was getting torched against the Chargers.
And then okay, how about you think our offense is better than the Cowboys?
Yes, I will give.
All
I do.
right,
I don't know that
there
we
you
have a
go.
better running game, but we have a
Okay,
better passing game.
okay, all right, yeah. So I think my keys to the game are a little like, similar to yours. I think we have to stop the run and make Jalen Hurts be a thrower, and then I think that's
Yeah,
when we can like. I think we have to like shut down Saquon, and by doing that, I think we have to get a lead, and so I think that will let
yeah.
the Eagles because that we haven't talked about him, and I don't even want to mention his name, but the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, I
Oh
cannot
man,
stand,
no.
and he will. I think he will run up the score Sunday if he can.
Oh
And
yeah,
so let's just make sure we don't let that happen, boys.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Score predictions here, Dale. What do you got?
I got 34-27 Chiefs.
34-27. Man, you got a high scoring game.
Well,
All
I
right.
felt like there was high scoring. The Cowboys Eagles game was high scoring, and then I thought the Chiefs just started. The first two quarters were terrible,
Yeah.
and then their second two quarters were decent. But I mean, like they scored 14 or 15 points. Their second, so like I feel like they're going to keep that momentum. They've been publicly embarrassed now twice. I feel like. And Andy Reid doing that in the press conference wasn't an accident. I agree with you. And to call out his players. And I think they're going to come out and they're going to put up 34 points. They're going
Hey,
to
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
four
I do
touchdowns,
have
two field
I
goals.
do have a
Lock it
27
in.
in my score, but I don't have them give
Yeah,
over 30. Uh, I've actually gone back and forth. I think the Eagles have a great shot to win this game if the Chiefs play like they
sure.
did in week one. But I can't go against my Chiefs. I just think that they're going to be up for this game. I said that for week one and they weren't, but I
Right.
think they're going to be
Yeah,
for
yeah.
this game after, like you said, being embarrassed the last two
Man.
games and now being ready for
Yeah.
that rematch against the Eagles. I think it's going to be Chiefs 27-24.
Yeah, 27-24. Hey, I'll take it. What are they? Are they favored or are they dogs?
Oh no, the Eagles are favored by a point and a half.
Gee
So
whiz.
that'll lead us into our pick six here. And so
Yeah.
after week one, I am 3-3, and you are 4-2. So you got
All right.
one on me here. So all right, we'll go back and forth. Who picks first? So you can pick first since you're the winner here going
All
in.
right.
Saquon Barkley with 85.5 rushing
Yeah,
yards.
give me the under.
I will take the under as well on this. So, all right, Pacheco, 34.5 rushing yards. He only
Yeah.
had 25 in his first game. I'm going to go ahead and take the under on that as well. I just think that I don't know that he can get it going. What do you got? Over or under?
The problem is, my heart says he needs to have the over.
I know, mine does too, but I just don't think he's going to
He
get
needs
it.
to have the over. But the problem is, I don't think he can get the over. So I'll go it under.
All right, under as well. All right. Chiefs to score 23.5 points.
Oh, yeah. Give me the over all day.
I'll take the over as well. We both picked that in our score. Eagles 2.5 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'll take the over on that. So that means they have to score three. Yeah, give me the over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take the over on that as well. I don't want to copy you here, but
Yeah,
all
no,
right.
no. We're copying each other. Don't
I
worry.
know. All right, Kelsey to get a touchdown. I'm gonna say he's not gonna get one in this game. I think they're gonna force
All
it to
right.
get from somewhere else.
Listen, brother. We're in Arrowhead, and the most famous person in the world is going to be in that box. And every time she is in that box, he's going to show up. He's getting
All
a
right.
touchdown. Give me a
All right.
Travis Kelce touchdown.
All right. All right. Eagles by 1.5 points. Are you going to take the Eagles or Chiefs with that point spread? I'm going to go.
Give me the Chiefs.
I'll
Give me the
take the
Chiefs.
Chiefs as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it
I mean,
wasn't
we
a
have
high.
them going 14-3, but when we pick them, it's 20-0, baby.
That's right. That's right. 20-0. So, oh man. All right. Well, we'll see after this week if I can pull ahead with our one
Our disagreement.
difference here. Yeah, maybe we can. I can tie you up here. So we'll
All
see.
right.
So, hey, well, thanks for joining us this episode of the Kingdom Corner. We hope you enjoyed it. If you got any other comments or thoughts, man, drop us a comment. Let us know what you think. But we're going to be up for this game Sunday in Arrowhead, Chiefs and Eagles. And so this episode is brought to you by Oh Hey Threads, where a portion of every purchase goes to support missions all over the world. You can get your super soft t-shirt or hoodie at ohheythreads.com. We'll see you next time right here in the Kingdom Corner.